Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold.
Yeah. You know what it is. It's the best daytime live show on all of YouTube. It's the Classic Codes. I gotta come to the ring, baby.
Fighting out of the southpaw stance. Standing at 6'2", 190 pounds. I give you, boy, I'm made different. I work too hard. Ain't no way I ain't getting paid different. This from the dirt, this from the mud. You ain't slave with me. This was strictly for my homies that was brave with me. You can't come in with me now. Skull looking at you side eye if you ain't with real life. I seen a couple people try and it ain't in print. I only keep the people around that stood on 10 with me. And if they start to stand on 9, that's where it end with me. It can end quickly. In the way I level up, I make them spin differently. I should start a foundation. They be make-a-wishing me. I got these hoes in the fence. They can't seem to get to me, babe. I done mastered discipline. It take more than booty cheeks. Need a little more conversation, cause I still be trying to see. I be listening with my eyes. Yeah, I still be trying to see. I be moving like the prize. You can't find another me. Let's get focused. Want the fruits of your labor. Gotta climb.
Yeah, all right. Yo, it's Classic with the Classic Codes, and I got another great live show for y'all today, man. I hope y'all feel good. 333 in the building for everybody that's with me today. Check it out. Before we get started, you know I need y'all to do y'all duties for me, man. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and be active in the chat. Be active in the comments, because we need to have a conversation so we could crack these codes, man. But I'm not going to waste no time today. I got 2 reaction videos for y'all, a code language conversation, a question of the day, a chat Q&A, and a story time. So we got a lot to get through, so I don't have any time to waste, man. Shout out to everybody that's here. We streaming only on YouTube exclusively today, man. We streaming only on YouTube exclusive. So for the first one, we heading over to this video speaking about hookup culture. We starting off talking about the dark side of hookup culture. And we're going to get into this. It's a lot of different clips of different women on their TikTok platforms discussing their POV pre, post, during, their different phases in life. So let's get right into it. Yeah.
Something that I really struggle with, and let me tell you why. I consider myself to be very sex positive. I would never judge women who want to hook up with other people. I hate the idea of body count. I think it's all so stupid. And I do hook up with people sometimes, and sometimes I do find it empowering and fun, and I enjoy it. But something that I have found is that even when I try to push this idea away, I feel like there's always this subconscious thought that just comes into my head that comes from hookup culture, which is the idea that I'm just a body for men. This might be a hot take, but I feel like for a lot of women, even if you are a sexually empowered woman and you're super sex positive, I feel like hookup culture can still give you this inner monologue, no matter how badly you try to avoid it, that you end up feeling like you're not the girl guys want to date, you're just the girl guys want to hook up with. And again, I'm not anti-hookup culture.
Hold on. Before she get into why she's not judging anybody, that's what it becomes. She said you get to a point where you feel like you're not the girl that guys want to date. You're just the girl guys want to hook up with. That's what it becomes. It's no longer you're getting the feeling that, that becomes the reality. That becomes the reputation. That becomes the level of respect. That becomes the way that men decide to approach. That's what it becomes. Let's go.
Culture at all, but just something that I think about a lot.
My friends with benefits situationship that I have been on and off with for about a year.
I'm going to say something, and the new age girls are not going to like this. You guys are not going to like me for saying this, and I'm going to sound like somebody's mom, somebody's grandma, but it needs to be said. Men are not going to like you more, respect you more, or pick you because you sleep with them. If anything, they're going to not respect you. Why? Because it seems as if you don't respect yourself. When you give a man the most precious parts of you, and he don't even have to buy you a Mac chicken from McDonald's, he's going to see you as somebody who does not care about themselves that much. So he's not going to put that much effort into you. And that's just, don't shoot me, but I don't know. So when you guys have situationships who don't even say happy birthday to you or really just acknowledge you as a human being, but then you guys wonder why, like, oh my God, I love his company, but he disrespects me, because you're not really asserting yourself with respect in regards to him. He's not going to give you the respect that you're not even giving yourself. And I know this goes against the new age and the freedom and the city girl and the sexy reds. And I know it goes against what is preached on social media today, but I'm just going to say it. I think we need to stop being delulu and just start being very real about it. Because the same people on here preaching, oh yeah, this is my coochie, I can do what I want, are the same people crying themselves to sleep every night because they're being ghosted. They're being
Okay. Now, you know, from the taste and the flavor of this right here, from this monologue, from this diatribe that this sister is on, seems as though some of this is coming from observation, some of this is coming from situation, experiences that she may have had. I'm picking up a lot of what she's laying down for the most part. There's some things that were a little radical for my taste, but for the most part, I think she's spot on, you know, as far as her advice to other women on how to look at this. Hopefully it's not too far gone for her. Let's go.
being ignored. They're being stood up. They haven't been on a date in 6 months. Why? Because he don't have to take you on a date. You link with him at apartment 4B. You link with him in the car. You link with him at the restaurant in the restroom. So when you start requiring more from the people that you interact with, the people that you date, that's when you're going to get more. And a lot of people get offended when I say requirement, but it's just like, this is my standard. You cannot go below it. So yes, this is a requirement. You need to meet me here. You need to meet me with flowers. You need to meet me with dates. And when you do not tolerate anything below that, guess what? It doesn't happen to you. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. I don't know how else to say it, guys.
The problem with girls in hookup culture is they actually think that's what they want. They actually think, and I was one of those girls, I actually thought that is what I want. I just want something quick and easy. I'm not looking for a lie. We all want at the depths of our soul someone to love us, someone to care for us. And the problem is a lot of girls convince themselves, no, I just want something quick. I promise you, you want to be loved.
In this video, we are going to be seeing the dark side of hookup culture, especially for us women. Now, disclaimer, this video is not to shame anyone or to judge anyone because I know this topic might be a little bit sensitive for some. Trust me, it's not to shame anyone. It's totally for informing and educating. Anyways, let me first let you guys watch the video, come back with my thoughts at the end.
This is really a one-sided thing. The love, the passion, the attachment can definitely be one-sided. And men might engage in things where you think that's showing passion, attachment, and love. But to them, it's physical, it's fun, it's just having a good time. That's why I'm always talking out against hooking up and sleeping with someone and there's no title, there's no direction, there's no commitment. Because if you really feel for this person and they don't end up feeling for you and they just see it as having a good time, you giving your body to them, you're going to be connected to them. You're going to be attached to them. You're going to develop deeper emotions for them. And you do not want to develop deep emotions for a man who is not developing any type of emotions for you, because it is going to show when stuff hits the fan. At the end of the day, it is going to show. And more times than not, the women always lose in these type of situations. That's why I urge people to just not even go there. Don't even try it. Because being attached to a man, being in love with a man who is not in love with you is hell. Ladies,
I ain't gonna lie to you. I think the only thing that's inconvenient about these truths that are being discussed is that it seems as though a lot of them are in hindsight, right? Like it seems as though these women know this now. Like the troubled past be the issue for a lot of women. And I think I want to put emphasis on appreciating these women for giving an honest POV of the fallout and the cons that come with participating in hookup culture. I think I want to put the emphasis on that more so than the fact that, you know, how they're coming to these realizations. But it is what it is. We're gonna do a few more minutes of this because I think I kind of get the gist of what the situation is. But let's go.
Can any of y'all relate to that experience when you are reminiscing on the good old heyday that was your hoe phase, and you come across an experience or a few experiences from your memory, and as you're going back over it, you realize, oh, that was definitely SA. Okay, I was SA then.
Hold
Wow.
on. Fellas. Let me holler at you. Fellas, bring it in. Bring it in, gentlemen. Hey guys, this why. Listen, get you something that you proud of, that you believe in, and just sit on down. Just settle down, fellas. These streets treacherous. She looking back years ago, backlog, deciding she ain't want it today. Today she deciding she ain't want it back then. Y'all be careful, man. Y'all be careful. These streets are spooky. That's crazy.
All right. Fortunately, a lot of us can relate to moments of being SA'd that are hazy, in the sense of, because it wasn't this overtly violent, scary moment, it's really easy to think it away or to excuse it away or to just completely just avoid thinking about it. But it is healing at the end of the day to be able to look back at these experiences and identify it as what it was and be able to accept it for what it was. Not to mention, a lot goes on in the bedroom when no one else is around. And I think that a lot of women have had similar experiences as mine, unfortunately, but we refuse to talk about them with each other out of fear of judgment, fear of shame, fear of embarrassment, and even the...
Where would there be judgment on being victimized? Here's the thing that's confusing. Pardon me. But here's the thing that's confusing. It's just that how you come on the front of the video speaking about reminiscing on your whole phase. So you was going. And then you looking back at it like, oh, well, no, I think I was SA. That in and of itself, that is there's conflict. There's conflict. And I'm conflicted about it because of that. I have no choice. I can't dismiss the logic. You in a whole phase, so you going. But then you somehow got taken advantage. How he take advantage of you if you was in your phase where you was going? I guess is the question that comes to mind. Let's continue.
Fear of having to acknowledge it for ourselves.
I absolutely love my kids to death. But if I could talk to the younger me, I would tell me to wait. I would tell me to wait to have kids until I know that I either am financially stable or I'm having a team behind me that can help me, because everybody needs a community. And when you are alone doing this, it's the worst. It's the worst feeling in the world. And you have multiple baby daddies that won't even be like, hey, what's your work schedule? Let me help you. It's sickening. And I'm not dealing with one, not two, but three men that fail to realize that they mama needs to work too.
We're in a society.
You know, it's just like, I think we got it, y'all. You know, there's just so many women that succumb to the itch. They get that itch, also known as the hoe itch. They get it and they just gotta scratch. Some people don't know what the itch is. Some people don't know what it is. This is the itch. This is the itch right here. And they just gotta scratch it. The itch is the desire to have a time frame or frames where one may exercise their ability to be sexually free, loose, and liberated. Behavioral examples of scratching the itch may consist of, but are not limited to, provocative attire, risque social media presence, cheating on current companion, or providing unchallenging sexual access to multiple people. These it seems as though that Jezebel spirit, that so many of these women testifying about the realizations they have. And then, like I said, I appreciate them paying it forward to their sisterhood and telling younger women who haven't already made an amalgamation of adverse decisions to pump their brakes and think about these said outcomes and being a testimony. I appreciate that. And I think the emphasis should be on that first and foremost. But I cannot, well, not but also, or however, I can't disregard how disheartening it is to see how this idea of, you know, girl, you need to have a run or get it out your system or go through your phase, or like this concept of this moment in time of just being loose as hell and then trying to go take what was supposed to be the most valuable and precious thing that you could give to your husband. You take it after it's had mileage, trauma, DNA, bonding, you know, soul ties, breakups, heart, all this stuff. And then you come to the man who's supposed to be the most important man you ever meet in your life, next to your father, if you know him. And you give him that's what you have to give to him. Like some, you know, and I'm just putting it in very layman's terms because it's deeper than that. But I appreciate their honesty. I think we got it. The video is like an hour and something long, so there's clearly quite a bit of quite a few women who have been through the ringer and are reaching back to try to help. Like I said, that's admirable though. But yeah, all right. So that was our story. That was our reaction on the dark side of hookup culture. All right, so now we're going to move into the story time. Let's pull up TikTok. And we're going to get into this one. I'm going fully authentic. I haven't watched this story, so I don't know what it consists of. I don't know what it's about. You know, I'm not sure. We just going to see. All right, let's go, chat.
Facebook that said, have y'all ever been over a nigga house and a bitch popped up? And yes, that has happened to me twice. But I'm going to tell y'all one of the stories. Hold on. So me and my little woo-woo, we chilling or whatever. It's like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And I heard some knocking on the door, but it wasn't like no regular, like little light knock. They like do. And I'm looking at him, he looking at me, he ain't getting up. I'm like, is you going to go check the door? Because they ain't been knocking for like a few minutes now. You need to go check the door, right? So he gets up, he goes to his closet. And when he gets to the closet, I'm looking at him because the closet was right there beside the bed. I'm looking at him, this nigga in there putting on a puffer coat and some motherfucking sweats. Now, mind y'all, it was the middle of the summertime. It was like fucking mid-July or some shit like that. So I'm like, what the fuck is you? I'm like, why is you putting that on? I said, this nigga stalling. They still knocking on the door. This nigga taking his precious time, y'all, moving so fucking slow. Oh my God. So he gets to the door, opening and closing it up fast as hell. But I hear the girl, she hollering. She like, why the fuck you ain't answering your motherfucking phone? Woo, woo, woo. I just hear her going out. But I'm trying to, because he had like a patio. He was on like the second floor, I think. So I'm trying to look out the patio like windows to see if I can see what's going on. I can't see shit. I just hear her going the fuck out. So I already know it's them. So I'm like, what the fuck? And then like 20 minutes later, I get a text talking about something. I'm finna go get something to eat. You want something back? The fuck? I'm like, no, I don't want nothing back. You finna go calm that goddamn girl down. Just say that. Like, what the fuck? Why you sitting up here lying? So it was like an hour went by. Motherfucker texting to me, I'm at the store. Fuck that. Because this the Queen Line was too long or some bullshit like that. I'm at the store. You want something back from the store? I'm like, just give me a little bag of chips or something. Because at this point, I should have got up and left. But I'm like, bitch, it's already 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I ain't got time. I'm finna lay my ass right here. So an hour or so that went by. I'm still laying in his main bed. He finally gets back to the goddamn apartment or whatever. Laying, trying to scoot up on me. So I'm at the edge of the bed. He like, why you all the way over there? Why you acting weird? I'm thinking in my head, nigga, did you not just leave for like an hour or so to go fucking calm whoever that was down or whatever? Now you want to come back here and ask me why I'm acting weird? The fuck? So he finally scoots all the way up on me. Next thing you know, he down there licking my coochie. And I'm just
Yeah. Fellas, bring it in. Bring it in, guys. Hey, all that Look at her. Look at her. All that story. He did everything wrong. He did everything. That's why I tell y'all, go to the gym, check the physical attraction box. You know, get you a couple dollars. You know what I'm saying? It's Burger King. You can have it your way. He did everything wrong. He did everything wrong. Let's see where this go.
Stop him now. I ain't gonna cap. But I'm just laying there like, nigga, I don't even know. You just went to go do God knows what. Then you come back and now you trying to make it up with me by giving me some head. I'm like, bro, niggas is so fucking funny. I got up the next morning and I was like, baby, let me get the fuck up out of here.
Okay.
I already knew what was going on with that mind, but damn, that shit was crazy as hell.
She not gonna tell us the rest. He just went down there and got him something to eat. You ain't tell him, come on up and, you know, come on now. I get it. A lady never tells. It's a southern lady. Got a little draw. She cute too. But come on now. Come on now, baby. We know how it ended. Listen, the man did everything wrong and he still won. She at the house, she already laid up with him, so you know, he could have won before Shorty even showed up with the do. They was already in bed, she said. Right? So, God bless him. God bless her. A man leave for a minute, go calm his main joint down, come back, side joint ain't left. He scooch up, she tooch up, and the rest is history. Listen, gentlemen, if a woman really like you, because she liked him, you can get away with anything twice. She left. She said she got up in the morning and left, like, because what the hell? But she left with what she came for. She left with what she came for. Come on now. But shout out to this content creator. We appreciate her for the story time. Little Southern Belle. So, you know, I'll be putting a link to her TikTok in the edited version of this video, as always. But that's it for the story time. That was dope. Short and sweet, man. I told you I got a lot of segments today. All right, so we're going to move into the question of the day. Question of the day. Who's responsible for teaching how to be a safe space? Ooh, I like that. Dope question. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure y'all heavy on the like button. 333. I see y'all. Question of the day. Who's responsible for teaching how to be a safe space? I never thought about that part. I don't think anybody thought about it. I don't think anybody thought about this. You know why? I don't think anybody thought about it? Because most people aren't a safe space. So I don't think anybody's teaching it. I think the question ought to be, who should be responsible for teaching it? Because right now, nobody's responsible for teaching it. I think the cliche answer would be what? Parents. Natural response probably be parents. My second best natural response would be life. Experience, which same as life. But I don't know. Who's responsible for teaching how to be a safe space? I mean, who could teach it? There's no professors. Somebody could try to tell you how to be a safe space. Are they a safe space themselves? I don't think most people know how to be a safe space. To be honest with you, I think it's an unmastered art. Being a safe space? I don't know. That shit rare. Who's responsible for teaching that? Somebody who sees this, maybe in the chat or in the comments, y'all let me know if you feel like you are a person who is a safe space. And let me know who you got that from. Who taught you how to be a safe space to a person, no matter who it is. Jay Zilla, shout out to Jay Zilla in the chat. He said rare. Yeah, it's rare. There are very few people that are a safe space. or even understand what that consists of. That's a tough one, chat. Who's responsible for teaching that? What you think, Jay Zilla? Talk to me. Who you think responsible for teaching that? Who is responsible for teaching it, if anybody, or who should be if nobody is responsible for it currently? Who should be? Talk to me. I wonder. I'm pondering on this, because how does a person become a safe space? Is it innate? Is it something that you just born with that type of characteristic? Is it a learned behavior? Did you see someone be a safe space? Who was that person? What did you see? How did that teach you? I have questions for this question. This is a unique one. I need the whole classic chat to come to life on this one in the comments and let me know what y'all think for sure. I'm interested just to read who you guys think is responsible for teaching how to be a safe space, if anyone. And if you don't think anyone, is filling that job, whose job should it be? I think this one of those question of the days, and I'm going to have to rule it inconclusive. Y'all know every now and again, I don't have a good answer for y'all. I'll let y'all know if I'm giving an answer that's my opinion. I'll let y'all know if I'm giving y'all an answer that's fact-based. And I'll let you know if I ain't got the answer, Sway. For real. But this one stumped me a little bit, because I'm just thinking about how rare like a human safe space is. And then on top of that, where they get it from. Now, if we saying safe is like providing like security and stability, then I would guess like men would learn it from seeing it somehow. And I guess women would learn. Well, women ain't supposed to be providing necessarily safety and stability. Well, they can contribute to safety and stability, more so stability than safety. I think women are to be protected, not necessarily doing the protecting, but there are situations. But let me know what y'all think. I'm ruling this one inconclusive. Because I'm trying to think. I want to say your parent. I want to say like your mom or your dad. But then I keep getting stuck trying to picture the conversation happening. Like when your dad sits you down or your mother sits you down and they say, hey, when you make friends, this is what being a good friend is. And, this is what being a safe space to somebody is. Or even in a romantic capacity, who sits a person down and tells them and get them the game on how to be a safe space? What's too much? What is considered oversharing? What boundaries are healthy for me to maintain a level of positive reputation in the way of being a safe space, or even being a safe space in the way of aside from like security and stability. But I'm trying to think what I was gonna say. Oh, in the way of being like a event. Like some people want like a person who they can talk things through with and kind of like, mull out, hash out their ideas, brainstorm different things. Let's go like this. You might call one of your close homies and have a powerful idea in mind for a business. And you just hashing it out and you brainstorming, you talking it through, and your homie throwing a little input in here and there. And, you just figuring it out. Then you come to this voila moment while you on the phone with your homie. And then your homie take your idea and go start the shit before you. Not with you, before you. And now y'all in instant competition. That person wasn't a safe space, Or you got some people who just don't even give people a chance to show them their human side. They put it straight on paperwork. Hey, if I got to discuss an idea with you, I'm going to go ahead and put you on this non-disclosure agreement real quick. Put you on this little NDA. Jay Zilla says sometimes you got to put out fake information about yourself. And if it gets out, depending on who you told, that's who are your spaces or not. Yeah, that's a great test to put friends through and stuff like that. You put out some filler information. Yeah, You put the little test out, tell one person something, and see if that circle back to you. Then you know that person got a big mouth. You know what I'm saying? I definitely rock with that. But for me, I just stick to the rules. I stick to the rules. Though I'm not a religious man, I'm very much spiritual. And I do believe in practicing universal law. And I think that when you need a safe space to speak to, you should speak it out into space. The safest space is into space. So I'm gonna just talk straight to God, talk to a tree, talk to the universe. You know, I used to talk to my dog, but yeah, I'm just gonna speak where I know it can't be shared to anybody that can't help. And I think that's the best way to go about it. But yeah, awesome question of the day. That one kind of stumped me. I'm not gonna lie. Interesting. Very interesting question. All right, let's move into, let's move into the code language. Code language conversation for the day is on expectations. And like we always do with the code language conversation, we look up the book definition first and we go from there. So expectation, definition, a strong belief that something will happen or be the case in the future. Again, definition of expectation, a strong belief that something will happen or be the case in the future. What we got in the chat? Shout out to the chat, man. 333. Make sure y'all hit that like button. So expectations, a strong belief that something will happen or be the case in the future. So much nuance around expectations, right? So much to talk about in the way of expectations. When should you have expectations? When are expectations appropriate? When is it foolish of you to have expectations? You know, when is it entitled of you to have expectations? When is it acceptable to have expectations? Do we all have expectations? Should we all have expectations? See what I'm saying? Let's get into it, man. I think expectations in some cases are reasonable to have. However, I do believe there's a thin line between reasonable expectations and entitlement. I do think that the line is thin. I don't think that it's clear because sometimes you have to understand that everybody doesn't have the same level of etiquette, understanding of social normalcy, come from the same places where the norms may vary. Everybody doesn't. You have to give some grace. If you have expectations without grace, then I believe you've crossed the line into entitlement. I think that's the line. Expectations without grace. Because if you expect, we did a story time a couple of days ago where a woman expected flowers on a first date. And I spoke about it and I said she's entitled. He doesn't even know you or if he'll like you, but you have an expectation on him. You guys have no investment with one another. You have no what am I trying to say? No skin in the game. That's what had a brain cramp. You have no skin in the game with each other, but you have an expectation of being gifted and treated and adored and admired a certain way upon just simple meeting. Crossing over, and then when the man didn't bring the flowers for her, she made a thing about it. She said that she didn't get disrespectful with him, but she stressed to him how she felt about it instead of just moving forward and enjoying the evening. So because of that, that was probably their only date. You know, those expectations crossed over into entitlement. So I think that expectations are one of those things that are like mildly tricky. I don't want to say it's very difficult to manage, but it's mildly tricky. I think if somebody sets an expectation of themselves with you, then you're fully and completely within your rights to hold them to the expectations that they set with you. Now, if somebody has a habit of falling short of the expectations that they set with you, then you got to take them at face value. You got to understand what you did, who you dealing with. Just make your own adjustment in your head. If they tell you, expect 10 and you know better, then you know to expect 1045. You just know. Whether or not that's acceptable with you, that's a decision you have to make within yourself. Let's think about a time where expectations are unreasonable to have. There's more times where expectations are unreasonable than reasonable. Because again, you have to have grace. Jay Zilla said, I've got one more. My father told me, if you see how others handle your friends' info, you need to be strict and accept people where they're at withholding water. Who can and cannot, it's diplomacy. Facts. That also falls into expectations. True. I believe that it would be naive of a person to expect all of their friends to be able to hold water. I believe it will be naive. Most people gonna talk too much. That just is what it is. And if you embrace what it is, then you can make the necessary adjustments. And I know, I get it. Sometimes people be like, oh, I just needed to, I feel so much better. Like I just needed to unload that. But where did you put it? No, Puffy. When you unload it, where did you put the information? You put it in the hands of who? Somebody with a bullhorn for a mouth? You're in a bad way. And then to expect them to be different with you when all they talk to you about is others, you fooling yourself. It's literally naive. Literally. Excuse me for drinking so much juice on the stream, y'all, but I'm fasting today. So got to get my calories. Had a good workout this morning. But yeah, man, that's the code language on expectations. We could probably double back on that and do a part 2, part 3, part 4, like most of the code languages for sure. But that's the code language. All right, off of that, it makes sense for me to move into the chat Q&A question for the day and then do the last reaction on the back end of that. So I think that's how we're going to do it. We actually getting through pretty much damn near all these segments have been pretty short. So we actually getting through most of this pretty quick. Chat Q&A question of the day. This person sent in a question, said they wanted to remain anonymous. It said, classic. You always speak about being private. What are the pros and cons of being that way? I could break down the pros and cons of being private. Okay. Pros of being private. Pros of being private is people not in your business. That's a natural pro. People aren't in your business. I think that when you're a private person and life be lifing, like people love to say, I think when you're a private person and life be lifing, it's easier to get through and go through those times without an abundance of people being aware that you fucked up in whatever way that you struggling, whatever way it is. Sometimes, people overly trying to see about you and tap in, sometimes it's not a good time. And so I think being private has that pro to it. It's definitely a good thing. It's a positive. I think as far as being private with regards to romance, relationships, and dealings like that, again, there's an element of it just makes it easier for conflict resolution. If you one of them people that's in a relationship and every time the relationship get on shaky legs or whatever the case may be, or if it's a situation or some frustration afoot and you got to run and speak to whoever that person is, your confidant. For some people, a woman might run to her mama, or a dude might talk to his best homie, or a female might talk to her best homegirl, or whatever the case may be. Sometimes some people so loose, they'll just go talk to a coworker, somebody who ain't even that tied in. Some people just loose, they'll talk to whoever around type shit. But like, if you one of them type of people, you're going to have a harder time solving problems versus putting your energy into getting past communication barriers with the person that you're struggling with and actually getting to the root and getting some resolve out the situation. So I believe that's another pro. Like, conflict resolution is easier when done in private. But cons of being private, I think one of the biggest cons of being a private person is because you don't tell people shit, all they can do is assume about you. And so you get into a space where you feel like everybody got you fucked up. I say that again so y'all can absorb what I'm saying. So one of the biggest cons of being a private person is you don't tell people nothing. So all they can do is assume. And because everybody's forced to operate off assumptions due to lack of insight, you start feeling like everybody got you fucked up. And it's because they do. They don't know, so they start to look from the outside in and draw conclusions and make assumptions and assertions and all this other shit. And it's just like, and then when they say certain stuff to you or ask you certain lines of question, it lets you know a lot of what they think about you or what they feel like you going through or been on or dealing with, etc. And so, you know, that's when you start realizing, like, damn, like, why you ask me that? You got me fucked up. Or why did you say that like that? What is it that you think? Oh, you think that? What give you that impression? Oh, well, you don't really say nothing. I just, it seemed like la da 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 da. Oh, okay. Well, no, but I. And look, some people be so sure in their assumptions, you will tell them they got you fucked up, and they still won't believe you. Okay, sure. Like, you don't have to pretend for me. I'm not pretending. All right. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. It's some people who think they assumed right, and they swear you can't tell them nothing. They'll put money on it. Jay Zilla said, what about people being naturally more open, naive, or sensitive? Is it selfish to put your information on others? Good question. She said, what about people being naturally more open, naive, or sensitive? Is it selfish to put your information on others? It can be. You know, somebody may be an empath, like a real serious empath. And if you call them to dump your shit and you ain't checked to see if it was a good time, you could throw off their whole day, couple days, week, whatever the case may be. I think it's very important, and it's damn near necessary for a person to check and see if it's a good time for you to be unloading to them about whatever it is you need to talk about. Even if it's just you getting shit off your chest and don't have nothing to do with them. It may be a situation where they're not having the type of day where they could sit and listen to that. They already trying to stay balanced themselves. They already shaky as hell. And here you come with some negativity. So, yeah, you said, is it selfish to put your information on others? At times. I think if you don't do a courtesy of seeing if it's all right, if it's cool, see what headspace they in, and then oversharing at the wrong time too, will have you in a situation where you talking to a person that's having a rough day or they're in a bad mood or whatever the case may be, and you get to oversharing with them, and then it's a situation where they giving you some point of view or some advice that's aggressive or negative in its origin because they not in the best headspace at the time. So you got to realize who you talking to, when you talking to them, and how they doing. How are they doing? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things to consider, but definitely great question, Jay Zilla. But yeah, that's the biggest con I can point out. I mean, I don't know what other cons off the top of my head about being a private person, like bad things about being private. But that's the biggest thing. It's like when you don't tell people shit, all they can do is just assume. You know what I'm saying? And then when they start making their assumptions and you don't correct them, they could be wrong as hell for an extended period of time and potentially forever. Especially if they don't ever bring what they assume to you. They just assume they right and they never talk to you, so you can never offer them the correction that they need. Shit, somebody had you fucked up for years, months, forever. It can happen. So, but yeah, that's it on the chat Q&A question of the day. All right, so we got one more reaction video. We heading over to Kirk Franklin page where he sat down with DC Young Fly and a bunch of other brothers, Duvall. Who else was there? Y'all will see in a second. But he sat down with a bunch of brothers and he had this conversation about performing through the pain. I think he prefaced this question to DC Young Fly first because, you know, DC Young Fly had lost his child's mother. I think that was his girl, too. They was together. So he had lost her. And I think he used him as a frame of reference. I didn't watch this other than like the first 30, 35 seconds of it. So I'm about to give y'all an authentic reaction and we'll see where it goes. Let's get it. Hold on. All right, here we go.
Now, you have been very successful in your career, right? Mm-hmm. And you've had a long space where we have seen you rise in your celebrity, your influence. Right. And then we also saw you deal publicly with this loss, right? How were you able to balance, still get on stage, be funny, do what you needed to do, but still bring a level of vulnerability and sensitivity and compassion to your seeds like that at the same time?
That was tough, man. To understand your purpose and understand the lane that God has placed upon me when it comes to Renaissance, we draw from emotion. So I don't have a therapist. God is my therapist, but he's willing to place me amongst people who's willing to listen to my emotions. And not only listen to my emotions, can learn from my emotions, but I'm able to express myself in a way of art where I also need it too. Because this is the only place where I feel safe.
Hold up.
Yeah. I've already spoken on that. I fuck with DC Young Fly for what he just said because it's two code languages that I've already done that come to mind with what he just said. I did a code language on outlets, about how useful outlets are to men and having an outlet and something to somewhere to move the energy to or move the energy away to move the energy through, having an outlet. And then I also had spoke on what was he saying? He was talking about talking to God, like having God as his confidant. But he said God gave him places and people to express his emotions to and stuff like that. That part we can agree to disagree on, but whatever worked for him, worked for him. I ain't talking too much to no people. He said he doesn't have a therapist. He just got people in his life he could talk to. I'm the opposite. I'd rather talk to a therapist than somebody that's just close to me. Especially because people be fickle. Like, you could be sharing something with somebody who being a good friend today and y'all fall out 4 years later and then everything you ever told them is on the line type shit. Like, you can't really guarantee people going to be around forever. Motherfuckers be fickle. For sure. But I feel them on having an outlet and using your actual craft to deal with it. Oh, and the other code language was compartmentalization. Being able to compartmentalize. The title of this was performing through the pain. So just being able to compartmentalize. Hey, this is what feeds my children that I'm still here that I got to take care of, even though their mother just passed in an untimely manner. This is what provides. This is what I still have to continue to do. This is what needs to be done. So I'm going to have to do something with these emotions to make sure that this still gets done. And I can handle this when it needs to be handled as well. Compartmentalization is so instrumental for me. But let's go.
Hold up. You talking to a table full of creators.
Yeah, what's that?
Bro, you just lit this table up because that's what we all can say amen to that.
That is real.
It's the only, in the midst of having beautiful wife,
that's real.
Beautiful kids, if we're vulnerable and transparent and honest, even though we love them, there is something about being in what we were created to do, that it is a thing that lights us and makes us feel more alive and safe than anything ever could.
You know what's crazy though? You're not allowed to say that sometimes. You know? But as a man,
but we just said it.
Yeah,
but we just said it.
When it's
no, ain't no. As a man, ain't no allowed. Respect to Duval, but as a man, ain't no allowed. I don't have to be allowed to do nothing. Because to allow me means you could disallow me. You can't disallow me, so you can't allow me. Like as men, you do whatever you want, and then you got the fallout from it. That's it. There's no allowed. You do what you want, and there's the fallout from whatever it is that you did. Ain't no allowed. There's actions, consequences. But maybe with him and his lady, you know, he got to get permission and shit. Respect to them as long as it's working.
But even when they say to feel safe,
we just said it.
But even when they say to feel safe, I feel safe enough to understand my position and to understand that even what I'm going through, God placed me in an environment where He like, let go, unleash. You may want to cry, but make this character cry, but cry with laughter. Make this person come to life. They don't know where this person just came from. So the laughter.
How'd you know to do that? Were you taught that, or was it just natural?
When you come to theater, you know you have to draw from emotion.
Yeah.
But when you get on stage, see, people don't understand. I want to say last year, I had to get on stage.
Yeah, he talking about channeling now. So now he's speaking about channeling. You know, being able to use what you go through and channel it at the necessary moments to utilize it for your art and for your craft. Like since he's been through so much hurt and so much heartache in different situations and circumstances, if he needed to play a role for a character that needed him to cry hard as hell, he could think about and channel those emotions from some of the most painful moments of his life and muster that up and bring out real authentic emotion in the moment on camera type shit. So I think that's what he getting around to. Let's go.
Mother's Day in Orlando. I was about to have a moment right before I get on stage, and we don't know when these moments come. So that's why I'm so thankful when I go on stage, because I'm like, I ain't have a moment today. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, appreciate it. Let me just be mental enough to go out here and be in a safe space. Like, I don't want to break down. I don't want nobody to piss me off today. Like, I just wanted to, you know, thank you for keeping me in a safe space. And I felt myself like it was coming, and I'm like, not right now. Man, he about to call my name. I'm like, no, not right now, dog. And when he said my name, everybody know I do my little shake.
Mm-hmm.
I had to shake the emotion. So niggas don't know in Orlando, when I'm on stage, I'm shaking this emotion off of me, because I know I got to go to work, but I'm human.
Yes.
So before I even say my first words, I'm John Whitfield. They don't know that. The moment I said, how y'all doing? I'm like, oh God, you got me.
Wow.
I didn't even know in my first 2-3 minutes for me to be up here crying and you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, God damn, that was quick.
Wow.
That's how I know, like, when I'm about to get into this atmosphere, this environment, I know God gonna take care of me. I don't even be knowing what you done been in your moments before on stage.
Yeah, I like this conversation. It's just, I look at it a little bit different, and I offer my perspective, not to be contrary to his, but just to add an additional perspective that's not present in this conversation is like what he did. You know, a lot of times we attribute things outwardly, right? Like we'll say, like, you know, okay, so for me personally in his situation, because I've been in that situation where I had to go on stage, I had a lot going on in my life, and I had to compartmentalize in order to be able to go on stage and do different things to get yourself out of it, shake it off real quick, and actually take those steps and go out there and grab the microphone. You know what I mean? But I never look at it like, oh, like I know that God gonna take care of me. I look at it like God gave me what I need to take care of it. So like I don't look out or I look in. You know? So that's the only difference. But whatever works for each person is different strokes for different folks. I just wanted to add a perspective that isn't present on here. That's why we do the reactions, right? But let's roll.
That ain't Kurt
at all. At all.
That's the spirit that's in Kurt.
At all.
That's making you handle your business with.
Amen.
Now it.
See, you heard him. You heard him. You heard what he just said. Let's just listen to it again, just fundamentally, because words matter. Let's just listen to what he said again, just the actual words. It's a clear contradiction. Listen.
No, well, you done been in your moments before on stage. That ain't Kurt.
At all. At all.
That's the spirit that's in Kurt.
That ain't Kirk. It's the spirit that's in Kirk. That means it's Kirk. The spirit is never not in you. It's powering your system. It's running you. That's why I look in instead of up. Because the spirit is in me. So you can't say it's literally a direct contradiction, but I understand the thought process. So that's why I'm not like combating it. I'm just adding another perspective that y'all may not have thought. If the spirit is in me, it's me. It's not me possessed. It's just me. It's me tapping in to the source. It's not something coming over and entering my body that was exterior. It's me tapping in to the source.
At all.
That's making you handle your business with.
Amen.
Now it resonates with the people. Now the people is looking at that. We need that same energy. So whatever you seeing and you feeling, I know for a fact I'm showing it.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't even know what it is.
Wow. And that's what makes you so good.
You see what I'm saying? I'm like, what is it?
And that's what makes you so good at. And that just.
Yeah, it's you. It's you. Excellent conversation by them brothers, man. Excellent conversation by those brothers. But yeah, it's you all along. You know, the things we go through, it allow us to bring certain things out of ourselves. That's why I say, bring the best out of you. It was already in there. That's why they say you got to tap in, because it's already in there. We was taught to look up. You should always look in. That's just my take on it. That's my POV. That's my opinion. That's my belief. You know what I mean? So that's, I'm just sharing it with y'all. That's all. But yeah, that's it for the reaction. So we covered all the segments, and we did it all in under an hour. I'm proud of myself. So now that we got a few people, we do have a few people here in the chat live. What up, chat? 333 to everybody that's with me. I will play the rest of the song like normal. And if we got some questions or a chat Q&A topic of any kind, before the song ends, then we'll go into it. If not, then, we'll go ahead and tap out and call it one for the day. It's been a great live, though. This actually went a lot smoother. I thought it was going to take a couple of hours, but a lot of the reactions were very concise. But let's go. Chat Q&A. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm out here planting seeds because I got a lot to leave. I be putting in long miles. I ain't got to stop to breathe. I be putting in long hours. I ain't got to stop to sleep. Yeah, I'll put in that time, put in work. I'm a different breed. My work ethic marine. Mama mentality, shout out the bean. Coach life sweat, city society T. I'm in the gym working out clean. Bad work, 5 punch combinations, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3. I'm made different. I work too hard. Ain't no way I ain't getting paid different. This from the dirt, this from the mud. You ain't slave with me. This was strictly for my homies that was brave with me. You can't come in with me now if you ain't came with me. Skull looking at you side eye if you ain't with me. I seen a couple people try and it ain't in pretty. I only keep the people around that stood on 10 with me. And if they start to stand on 9, that's where it end with me.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. All right, chat. Well, check it out. We'll have no questions for Q&A. We're going to call it a day, man. I got a lot of editing to do anyway, so we're going to move on to the next one. You already know what it is. It's the classic codes. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and if you don't do nothing else, for me, stick to the codes. Another class.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold.